Hi and welcome. This is a little video about my story, how I came into yoga, why am I doing what I'm doing. I hope we'll get to know each other a little bit more through this video. So, my name is Nane. I'm a certified yoga teacher. I'm from Armenia originally, but I live in Georgia right now with my husband. How I came into yoga. I started practicing when I was 15, and there were no people around me that I knew who were practicing yoga, and maybe 90% of the people who didn't even know what yoga was. I was practicing it first just as a fitness, sort of thing, like something that I used to increase my mobility, my flexibility, and I just wanted to do some poses and just only for the physical benefits of it. I've been practicing a lot every single day. There was a period when I wouldn't miss any day of practice because I loved it so much. And with time, I got to understand that it was giving me something more than just the physical benefit. I was having some clarity of mind. I was having some great thoughts, some creative ideas that I wasn't having before. And at that point, I was just practicing yoga asana, meaning only the physical postures. So, with time, some years passed, I realized that I would love to share this knowledge, this practice with other people as well. I wanted to become a yoga teacher very much for a few years, and I wasn't able to do it because I didn't have the finances for that. And I was thinking that I will have to have a lot of money to go to India and learn from there. I was thinking that it's something that will happen in a long time. And then I started to think about other ways that I could get what I wanted right now without waiting until many years later when I have enough money for that. I started messaging some yoga schools and I was asking them if they can help me to fundraise. One of the best yoga schools answered me and they said that they can't fundraise for me, but they can gift me a full scholarship for 200-hour yoga teacher training online. I was so happy. I was so excited. It was probably one of the happiest days of my life because I was literally waiting for it for such a long time. Even though I was expecting to do it in India or go somewhere to do it in person, but still, it was such a big blessing to have that opportunity to do it from home and with full scholarship. So I started taking my 200-hour yoga teacher training, and then with time I started to take other teacher trainings, continuing education, and like that I was searching for knowledge constantly. Even though the 200-hour teacher training gave me the foundations of what I needed to be a teacher, but there was still a lot more that I wanted to know. I started reading books, I started looking for everywhere, really seeking the knowledge. I knew that there is so much more to yoga than I knew. And also another big part of my path was learning transcendental meditation and its advanced techniques. Since I learned that, I really understood what truly yoga is, because yoga for so many people it's about only the physical aspect of it, and there is nothing wrong with that, to practice just for the physical benefits, but there's so much more to it that you can get. And meditation practice is a completely game changer. Meditation is the actual yoga, is an inevitable part of it. I'll share more about it later, but since I started to experience, even before my teacher training, what pure consciousness is, what the state of yoga is, and getting to know a little bit more about the spiritual aspect of it, the depth of it, I really got to understand that there is so much about it that I want to learn. and I couldn't find authentic sources to learn, or I could find some sources spread out all the way around. And so I didn't know which one is right. I didn't know which comes from after what. When the knowledge is spread out, it's very hard to understand what comes after what, or it's a little bit confusing. There were many sources of different things about yoga, but I didn't have the wholeness, the complete picture of it. With time, obviously, I did so much research. I took so many courses. I read so many books. I did so much to learn because I was so thirsty of that knowledge. And then with time, it started to all make sense for me. I did struggle pretty much when trying to find authentic sources of knowledge because, again, there was no wholeness of the knowledge. There was no complete understanding. There were spread out information, which was not enough for me. I was very lucky to have amazing teachers along the way, helping me, supporting me, and amazing sources of knowledge where I learned so much about yoga, about Vedas, from where yoga originated, and I will talk about that later in another video because it's also a very interesting topic. And that brings us to the point of why. My why. Why am I doing what I'm doing? I'm creating a yoga app where I'm sharing a lot of yoga classes, but also a lot of knowledge about yoga, a lot of knowledge about Ayurveda. It's an app where you can find everything that you need, whether you want to improve your physical health or mental health, or you want to grow spiritually, or you want to understand yoga more deeply, you want to have more knowledge about being healthy. All of it is going to be in there. My approach to it was to have a holistic knowledge, put it in a way that if some people like me who were really truly interested in yoga and who wanted to go really deep into it and understand the core of it, understand where it comes from, know where to go, they can find it here. For me, it's a great joy sharing the knowledge of yoga. It makes me so happy and so fulfilled, and I wanted to create a space where I will be able to share all of it. Also create a community of people supporting each other. I do private classes and group classes, but this is different because in 1 hour class, there is only so much I can share, and mostly it's about the physical aspect of it, which is also great. Obviously, with private classes, it's a bit easier to share more depending on how much people want to learn, how much they want to know. But with this app, I can share all of the other pieces of knowledge that I have and I want to share. Not everybody wants to learn about it. Not everybody's interested, and that's okay too, because in this app, you will be able to either watch these videos where you want to go deeper into understanding of yoga, or you can just take the classes and just do the physical practice, and that's it. Whatever you choose to do, both are going to be accessible for you. When I was trying to have a more holistic understanding of yoga, I couldn't find anywhere answers to all of my questions. I watched tons of YouTube videos, got some bits and pieces from here and there, and it was hard to know which is authentic knowledge and which is not. My goal with this app is really to create that space where people like me who are actually interested in learning can have that space, can have that community. I think one of the biggest parts for me is about the community. Having a community of people who are all interested in the same thing, maybe in a bit different ways, but all of us going towards the same thing of learning more about yoga, practicing yoga, reaping the benefits of yoga, and sharing our experiences, sharing our knowledge, helping each other on the way. And obviously I will be in that community constantly supporting you, answering all of your questions, and creating videos and classes depending on what you want to see, depending on what you need. You will have dedicated space, online space for practice, everything you need in one place. You will have not only just yoga practices, physical practices, but also Ayurveda, which is the sister science of yoga, where you will learn how to find your own balance, how to keep yourself healthy, nutrition, about health, about preventing diseases from arising, and being able to support your health. It's an amazing gift to have. Putting all of my experience, all of my knowledge into this app, I really am putting my soul into this app. As a teacher, sharing what I know is so satisfying. You don't always have time to go to yoga classes. Even for private yoga classes, when the teacher comes, you don't always have time for that. Sometimes you can practice only 5 minutes. Sometimes you want to practice longer. I think this is a great way for you to have full control over your practice, what you're practicing, how much you're practicing, when you're practicing, where you're practicing. Obviously, having private yoga is also amazing because then you have completely personalized practice specifically for you and for your goals. But again, the app also gives such opportunity by you choosing from the practices and also having my support throughout the way. I would really appreciate if you check out the app, give me your feedback, ask me your questions. My intention is to truly help you with this app to achieve whatever goals you have with yoga. I hope to create that space with you where we all will be able to grow together, supporting each other, learning from each other. Yoga is really an amazing, life-changing practice. I really hope that it will be helpful for you and you will enjoy your experience within the app. Check out the link in my bio to access my app. The first 7 days are free. You can try it out and see how it feels for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was helpful for you, this was interesting for you, and I hope to see you in one of the classes soon. All the best. Namaste.